What's good? What's good, y'all? Speaky Clout Podcast. Your boy Mike Sears, and I'm here with my brother Wiz in Northern Ireland, and as always, he's a homie Vibe Crack in the building.
Yo, what's up, everyone?
And I'm with the good brother Wiz of Detroit, my good brother Rock Bash.
Yo, good to be back on Speak Your Clout, man.
Hell
You know, I'm
yeah,
at, I'm gonna have a good time, chopping it up
hell
about
yeah.
this great album with y'all.
Rock is a great dude. Knew him for years. Ain't no fuck boy like other people turn out to be. He's a real one. It's my guy. And today we're reviewing, to me, an excellent body of work. Daz Dillinger from The Dogg Pound, his debut album from 1998, Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back. You know, the Dogg Pound members' solo album debut on Death Row Records. Many say the last great Death Row Records album. I agree. Shit is just incredible. We'll get into it. But as we do every episode, how did this album come into our lives? For me, it's special. 98. There was this station. I can't for the life of me. My uncle said it's called A or something like that. It was one of them underground video, like when you had cable back in the day, you get all kind of channels. Back in especially that like 98. And it was this channel. It started with an A. I know that for a fact. It wasn't like a big chain like BET MTV. But they showed all the 98 joints at the time. Jail Felony, What You Gonna Do? Exhibit, What You See Is What You Get. Gangstar, You Know My Steez. Twins 98. Y'all get the gist. And I seen California on there. And I was like, oh my God, this shit's amazing. That beat and Shorty on the car, it just, captivated me. I was like, yeah, this shit's amazing. And I was telling my uncle's homie, Ghost, about it, my homie as well. He's a Crip dude from Cali, South Central. Dude was incredible. It was like having my own old dog or something like that to chill with, The dude was dope as fuck. I never seen no one play Mortal Kombat that well. The nigga would kill you like in a second. You know what I'm saying? All the fatalities mastered. Just like really cool dude to chill with. He was in his 20s when I was like 13. And one day he came by the projects and he went on the stoop and he just said, yo, this is the album you're talking about? And he bought me the album. And I went crazy. I was hype. And take it out the shrink wrap, put it in my Sony boombox and bumped the fuck out of it. Shout out to my nigga Ghost. Hope he's doing well. He's in Cali. He does tattoos and shit. That's my guy. And that's how I got into this record. It just was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Because that same fucking year, Corrupt came out with Corruption and then in We Can Freak It, I was highly disappointed. And maybe a couple other songs here and there, but that was not good. And then Daz came out with this and it was just way better. You know what I'm saying? So that's my introduction to the album. How about you, Vod?
Yeah, I mean, for me, my older brother got this album back in the day. It would have been about 2001, 2002, somewhere in that era.
Yeah.
Around the time when they reissued like all the Death Row stuff. I think this album never got an official UK release in '98. I think it only came out then, in the early 2000s. But I mean, I always, I remember liking this album even back then as a kid, and going back to it now, it's aged remarkably well. And absolutely. I mean, it's without a doubt the last really good Death Row album. They don't have much after this, So I mean, something I wanted to ask both of you guys is like, I'm sure after Dogg Pound came out with Dog Food, I'm sure you guys were hyped for like a second Dogg Pound album, and obviously we didn't get one for a long time, and eventually when we did get one, it wasn't too hot. But I'm sure you guys were excited for solo debuts from both of them. But like you said, Mike, like the Corrupt album ended up being a disappointment. But I can imagine people back in like 96, 97, I would imagine people would be more hyped for the Corrupt album just because, Corrupt, in Death Row, like during the Death Row era, Corrupt was a monster, He had punch bars, he had the punchlines and he had the lyrics and he had like aggression, like he spit venom on those Death Row tracks. No diss to Daz, but like I can imagine people like hyping up Corrupt more, but I'm not sure. Like obviously I wasn't really around back then to appreciate that, but I don't know if you guys have anything to say about that, but like just like, do you remember like people being excited for these solo albums at the time, or like what was the kind of vibe at that point?
I'll be honest with you. I seen the shit in the sauce.
Yeah.
Coming soon and shit like that. I was like, oh shit. And then peace to my grandma. Because, she was looking at the mag. I was just showing her, I would just show my grandma certain things, and she's like, "That's a Marvin Gaye cover." You know what
Oh
I'm saying?
yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit!" And it is the '81 album. The name escapes me at the moment. I just posted it the other day. It's gonna bother me, so let me just look it up right now, real fucking quick.
In our lifetime.
There you go. Rocking with the fucking alley oop to a nigga. Thank you, bro. Yeah, and I was like, "Oh shit!" But to answer your question, like the excitement was there once I seen the ads, and then We Can Freak It video. Oh my god, you know what I'm saying? I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
And
for
then
sure.
in California, I was like, "Yeah, this shit's banging." But yeah, like the Dog Pound album, it was a thought. I was like, "I'm only gonna drop something new," and like I said, Corrupt was a disappointment, and Daz was not. So yeah.
Yeah,
How
I
about you,
always
Rock?
imagine.
Oh my
Oh,
bad.
sorry.
No, go
Just
ahead, Rock.
one last thing. I just wanted to
Yeah.
say, I can like imagine a Dog Pound album that came out in '98 or '99. I think that would have been pretty amazing.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like Dreyin on the boards and shit, like that era.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the first time I really I heard about this album was it was like in the Source magazine, and it was around when the game related soundtrack was released, and in the Source there was like a 2-page spread, one for the game related soundtrack, and then in the upcoming release section it said Daz Dillinger Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back, coming out winter and then spring. It also had Michelle A, which I really didn't care for.
Likewise.
You know what I mean? And then, and now it's my expectations was kind of tepid because Lady of Rage put out her album, uh, Necessary Roughness, and it was good, but it wasn't great. And then, the soundtrack, I'm thinking like, is Death Row starting to slow down? Are they starting to just focus on soundtracks and compilations? So when I heard it in California, it sounded modern, it sounded contemporary. It didn't sound like it didn't sound like a rehash.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that the video only saw maybe a handful of times. I thought, in California was going to be a big hit.
Hell yeah. Like I said, that underground station had some Puerto Rican girl that hosted it, and they showed all that shit. They showed that up quite a bit too, but like BET, I barely even seen that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, here we go. That's Dillinger Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back, 1998. We get the gang meeting / gang banging ass criminal. Dope intro. That talks about introducing people to some gangster shit, that you don't know about. Then we get Trey D talking shit on here as well. And I think the dude's name's Technique and Badass talking about a gang meeting. And then it transitions to the first proper song on the album. Man, Corrupt sets it off, followed by Trey D just spitting that gangster shit. Then Daz rhymes. I love Daz's voice. Like, my favorite member of the Dog Pound is Daz, bro. You know what I'm saying? It just is. I don't know what it is. His cadence, his delivery. Corrupt's the better lyricist, but Daz always been my favorite. And then Superfly and Badass slides in some verses. Then Technique from the LBC crew ends it lovely. He reminds me of like Fatal a little bit. Like Hussein Fatal. He kind of got that vibe a little
Yeah.
bit. But yeah, dope ass intro and a dope ass song. I fucks with it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you 100%. Great way to kick off the album. I think the little nitpick, I don't like that the intro and the song are on the same track.
I never liked that with anything of art, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. Like the intro itself, the gang meeting part, it's quite long. It's about 2 minutes, and then obviously you got the rest of the track too, which is this great posse cut. Awesome. West Coast posse cut. Love the production on here. I love how hard the drums are on this track, and this is one of those albums. We always talk about obviously Chronic, Doggy Style, Dog Food, they all sound amazing. And this
Yeah.
album is up there with them too, like
Yes.
definitely in that caliber. Like, this album sounds so crisp and so clean out from the gate. And yeah, I love the beat on this. Has that kind of nighttime kind of vibe to it for sure. And I love those female vocals in the background. Really kind of just enriches the song even more. And yeah, great posse cut. Great having everyone on here. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a huge Trey D fan. I think just every verse he spit in this era was fire.
Absolutely.
Like he's just the man. Big Trey D fan. But yeah, everyone else did their thing. You got pretty much the whole LBC crew on here because you got Trey D, Technique, and Badass on here. Got most of those guys on here. It's pretty dope. R.I.P. the Badass. I always thought he was great too.
Hell yeah, his voice is so dope.
Definitely. I love how he comes in. He says, "Now I know you stupid as fuck. A bust like a sawed off pump." Like it's just like, yeah, his voice is just hard. And he, both Trady and Badass show up multiple times throughout the album. It's kind of nice to have like an introduction to them early on for people who maybe don't know about them. And yeah, I mean, it's a great song. You got Superfly on there too. Of course, Daz comes correct, and you got Corrupt on there too. So yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Epic way to kick off the album. One of my favorite tracks from the album too. And yeah, not much more to say about than that. Gangbanging Ass Criminal, one of my favorite tracks in the album. Great posse cut.
Fuck yeah, brother.
Let me show y'all something real quick.
No shit. I know it's coming.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a cassette, but oh hell yeah. The CD. Yeah. That booklet is dope as fuck. Death Row never slacked in their booklets.
Exactly. Like to me, if the booklet isn't like this big, I feel like
it
it's
is
a
the
waste
cassette,
of
right,
time.
Rock?
Yeah.
My bad. It was okay. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yo, like I would listen to this album and just look at the liner notes and the insert in the cover art.
Incredible.
And to me, what I really like, yeah, I do agree that intro was way too long.
Yeah.
Because you got like, and then you got Trady. I did love Trady saying, they're cutting off welfare. How are we going to eat if we don't cheat?
Yeah.
And Trady, he sounded like that OG that you sometimes see at the liquor store or the gas station, and he just like looking at the youngsters running the streets, and he just giving pearls of wisdom. And you got Daz telling one of the LBC crew members about the gang meeting, and to me, like if you listen to that again, like how many times did one of them keep saying nigga? Like we gonna ride nigga. Oh, be there at the whole nigga. Like it was like they had like a quota to meet to say nigga in that song. But as now we get to Gang Banging Ass Criminal and Trey D. To me, like I think Cricket Eye is the best lyricist to ever come from Long Beach. But Trey D, I believe is like second best. Like Snoop obviously is an icon, but we all know that Crooked Eye and Trey D could rap Snoop, under the table. And then I was reading the credits, and Tony Green was the bass player, and Daz produced he did the drum programming, and that bass on headphones, it is so crisp, with those the drums are really fat, like it has a very thick sound, which I really love. And unlike a lot of superstars like the LBC crew could actually rap. Like they weren't like the Saint Lunatics. They weren't like the Bravehearts. They weren't like B12. Like they could actually rhyme, and by proof of this song, man, like uh, I think the LBC crew put out one album,
Oh, I
but
checked it out. I didn't check it out.
yeah, I think it came out after their appearance on the Thin Line Between Love and Hate soundtrack.
So that's like what 96ish era. I think that movie came
Yeah,
out.
Best
yeah,
beware of
90s.
my crew. That song, yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm talking about. Beware of my crew. T- like to me, like the Dog Pound really had so much talent, within that camp, that they should have had. There should have been more, but for the first song, it is really, really a dope posse cut.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Then we get the second track on the album. It's Going Down, featuring Corrupt and Prince Idol Joe. I love this beat. Has a bit of a dark feel to it. Dash shines on this track, spitting that unfiltered gangster shit on here, talking about gang politics and shit. Corrupt does his 1-2 on here. Absolutely love Prince Idol Joe's vocals on here. Like it fits so well with the track. Like that dude is ill. I think he's on fucking the Dogfather as well. Watch it, doggy style coming. Dude's ill. Like I love that voice, that like raw Jamaican shit. And dope track. My favorite thing about the track, besides the verses from Daz and Corrupt, is that fucking beat. It's so dope. It's going down. That's my thoughts on that track.
Yeah, this is another highlight on the album for me. Love this song. Love how it starts, with the gunshots going off. Just so,
Oh,
get you hyped. Absolutely, just from the jump. And then, yeah, like you said, another fantastic beat. It has that really distinctive kind of like synth sound to it. It just kind of, just kind of has like an interesting rhythm to it. It just kind of, sounds kind of hard and kind of menacing.
yeah.
And yeah, Daz comes in, and like you said, just kind of this is just a straight gangster song, absolutely. And they say it in the chorus, it's some gangster shit that's going down. Great stuff on the chorus there, and yeah, I mean, it's obviously great to have Corrupt on here. Like, it's pretty much a Dog Pound song at this point, and yeah, I like that you give props, Mike, to Prince Adel Joe as well, because
Yeah.
yeah, his voice is great. I love just him talking on tracks, and he was on Dog Food as well on Respect. He talks towards the end of Respect as well.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah. I know like he did stuff with like Marky Mark. I think that was like his
Oh
like
wow.
album. Yeah, that was like what he did back in the day before joining Death Row. And R.I.P. to Prince Adel Joe. I think he died in like the early 2000s. But
Oh, I didn't even know that. Shit.
yeah. So he's
R.I.P.
had like a interesting kind of career path. Yeah, he was rolling with Marky Mark and then ended up on Death Row. It was sort of like a weird transition, I'm sure. But yeah, no, it's going down. It's dope. It's kind of like like a fast-paced kind of gangster action song. That's how I would describe it. And yeah, just as and Corrupt, just kicking gangster lyrics over a hard-ass beat. One of my favorite songs in the album.
Fuck yeah, bro. That's my shit.
I like that this is the second song that Corrupt appears on for the album,
Yeah.
and I like that, like even though this is a solo album, like Daz is giving the Dog Pound fans, some, some crumbs, because we all wanted another Dog Pound album, and by the time they did put out another album, I don't think number one, not many people cared for it, and number
Mm-hmm.
two, you know, uh, the production he had did, like it wasn't G Funk anymore. Like he had modernized his sound, and he had collaborators that I didn't really care to hear. But as far as this song, man, like the Fender Rhodes keyboard, with those two notes, Um, you know, that kind of falls behind the beat. Like to me, it's very hypnotic and it has a very sinister feel. Like it has like the music has a lot of tension. And, when Corrupt comes in with the third verse, man, like he just he puts the song in the casket and just
Fuck yeah.
lowers it into the ground because he killed it.
That
I
dude
mean,
is so nice.
I heard niggas kicking static, making noise, cold hearted, want to get it started with my boys. Like like corrupt was really in its prime, and like the corruption album, was it was below average. Had he had he made that album a single album and not a double album, it would have been better. But this is two for two, and uh, Daz really took a lot of time, really mixing every instrument, every kick, every snare, every keyboard, and really brought the levels up. So the listener can really get the same feeling listening to it on headphones as they did it when they was in the studio.
Hell yeah. Very underrated producer, Daz is, bro. Ill beats.
Yeah.
Then we get third track on the record, Player Partners. He goes to the Bay, recruits Be Legit on this, and it's Cat Bo Rock. I love the smooth gangster shit on here. That beat is fire. Some straight LBC meets Bay Area shit. Doesn't Be Legit spitting that player shit on here. Very dope joint. It's a banger for sure, man. This shit's hard. I fucks with it. Kind of got like that mob music feel, I rise with this song.
Yeah, definitely. It actually sounds like something like Studio Tone would have done around that time for sure. Maybe it's just the Be Legit connection, but it definitely has
Yeah.
that kind of Bay Area sound for sure. Yeah, I really like Player Partners. Like you said, yeah, great track. Really nice to hear Be Legit on here. It would be his second appearance on a Death Row album. Of course, he was on All Eyes on Me as well. Yeah, great song. The title of the track kind of speaks for itself. Player Partners. This is some really fly, kind of smooth gangster shit. Daz opens it up and says, "Who could do it like I do it in and out about our paper, cash longer from skyscrapers." You kind of get the idea of what this song's all about. But yeah, just super smooth. And you got Borak on there as well from the Dub Shack. Yeah, pretty dope song. And yeah, I love Beat Legit. I think he's so underrated. Like he's an unsung rapper from the West Coast for sure. Love his voice, and he always has dope lines on there. He even gives props to D Shot and E40. He says, D Shot, he'd be known for blasting, and E is much worse because he's first to burst. He even give props to them on there. But yeah, no, really dope track, kind of smooth, like a nice sort of way to follow up. It's going down because it was kind of very fast paced and kind of aggressive. You know what I mean? This is like, I sort of picture it like, it's going down. It's like the heist, you know what I mean? Or like the robbery or whatever. That's like when everything goes down. But Player Partners is like the success of that. Like this is them like investing their money and like,
That's dope.
That's kind of,
I like
yeah,
that.
that's how I feel about it. Yeah, Player Partners, dope song for sure.
Fuck yeah. Like mobbing, then they get to like celebrating on some Scarface shit,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Player Partners. This sounds, the music is very sophisticated and very elegant. Like it sounds like a song that was meant for Michelle A or Nate Dogg, but Daz just took it back and said, "Yo, I'm gonna do this song, with Be Legit," and uh, just the Bay Area and LA connection, like they like between E40 and uh, between E40 Too Short, Spice One on Jive, and then Death Row, like they accounted for at least close to 50% of platinum plaques, that was generated from hip hop. Like they the reason why you know people celebrated Biggie, going platinum with Ready to Die in the East Coast. My favorite line is from Be Legit, and it's like the way he says it is so uh, casual and cavalier. But when he said, "I'm in and out, these crews make moves like the mailman. If I can get them wet, I bet this long ass dick."
Yeah.
And then Daz goes, "Biatch."
Oh
Like
yeah, that's that shit.
like the way they traded bars, within each verse, before the chorus, very well arranged, very well produced, and Bo Rock is a great vocalist. And I don't say that very loosely. I mean it. Like Bo Rock is a great vocalist. His work with the Dove Shack,
Love that album, by the
Warren
way.
G, yeah, like he really is he's a great vocalist that had he been in a position where he can really have better songs written for him, he might have been he might have been as known as Nate Dogg.
Facts. Great way of putting it, brother. Cause that Dove Shack album is dope as hell. Love
Yeah,
that album.
especially on the Regulate album, This is the Shack.
Oh yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the Shack. This is how we act. I love that shit.
Fuck yeah, that's that fucking gangster shit. G Funk. Love it. Suck a dick, Vinny Pass. All right. Then we get to. Gotta throw that in there. Then we get to It Might Sound Crazy featuring Too Short. Oh man. Dad's talking about running through bitches on here. A chick even tells Dad she wants him to fuck her homegirl and shit. Too Short tells the tale of a chick named Tracy and some other hoes. I love the line where he says, "Think I'm supposed to pay because I got ends?" I said, "Fuck you, bitch, and your friends." I just
And all
love
your
that shit.
friends.
Yeah, just so unapologetic. You know what I'm saying? I love Too Short. And banger right here. You know what I'm saying? Just I'm not gonna fucking bow down to you because you're a woman hoe. I just love that shit. Just disrespectful you could get. Fucking flames. Yeah, it might sound crazy. Dope song off Retaliation, Revenge and Get Back.
Yeah, I like this song too. I'm sort of hit and miss with sexual tracks, including, some bomb ass pussy from Dog Food. Not a big fan of that song, but
Ooh.
yeah, no, that intro
Wasn't
I
had
can
none.
do about that.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
But no, it might sound crazy. I do like the song. I really like the production on here. Superfly did the beat for this. Great job on that. Really smooth. Again, like a really nice follow up to Player Partners. This is another kind of smooth track, but in a different way. And I really like that chorus. Might sound crazy, but I'm so in love with you. Great stuff. Really, really smooth. And great to have Too Short again. Not again, but rather like another Bay Area artist on here. It's sort of nice. Back to back. And I mean, it's obviously very explicit, very you know what I mean? They don't hold anything back, but I appreciate that. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck it. If you're gonna do it, at least go all the way. And Too Short always provides when it comes to that for sure. And Daz certainly holds his end of the bargain as well. Definitely very explicit track, but I like it a lot. For the just the overall vibe of the song. You know what I mean? It fits really well. And this was actually a promotional single, believe it or not, as well.
Oh, what?
And I don't know how that would work. Not sure if you could clean that up too much, but no, it's a dope song for sure. I like it. Might sound crazy.
Yeah.
Everything you said about the song, I agree with, and I think this was a single, but there was a remix, which I felt wasn't good at all. Like it didn't need to be remixed, and the remix was a step down. But my favorite part was the interlude by Daz right before Too Short rap, and Daz goes, and you know, sometimes the pussy still be calling my name, and the pussy be like, "Ooh, Daz, keep me coming," and I respond to the pussy like, "What's happening?" Yo, and you know, Too Short, that's some real player shit.
Yeah, man.
I mean, like I just like the way like Daz just like he can, you know, say something that's real. Uh, like he can say something that's so casual and kind of off script. Like he just talking to the pussy like it's a human being.
That's right.
Like what's
Yeah,
happening?
dope
You,
track, bro.
yeah, you know, Too Short really made the rounds in '98. Like here's a man that's you know he put out his first album in '83. So 15 years deep into his career, he was on um what's that song from Hard Knock from
A week ago,
huh?
a week ago, right? A week
Yeah, a
ago.
week ago with Jay Z.
Love that shit. Yeah.
He was on Baroda's Field with Pimps and Hoes with Puff and Big. And
He,
so he was really you know collecting you know all of the dues that he was owed you know from the '80s and then getting them in the '90s. Man, like he came out of retirement
yeah,
and said
that's
too
what I
much
was gonna
money to be
say.
made
Yeah,
rapping, so I'm not gonna retire anytime soon. And this song is very hypnotic, and this is a song that is given by any if this song was given to like Drake or somebody big like that, it would be a big hit. Like Death Row really missed out.
We're gonna say what?
no, I was gonna say, yeah, it's kind of funny because like this was supposed to be his retirement kind of phase, but yeah, like I remember in '97 when Banks wrote like the Big Things album, he did the song. Too Short did the song with Ice Cube, and Ice Cube in the intro says, "Oh, I'm the only one to get Too Short out of retirement." It's like, no, I don't think you are, mate.
Oh yeah.
He also did Fuck Faces. That was '98 as well with
I fucking love that. So you know what, bro? That's
Scarface
bro.
and
From the
Devin the Dude.
Untouchables
Yeah.
album.
We must be used to all the
All the
finer
finer things.
things.
Oh, I love that.
Infatuated. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's 9-8.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
98.
amazing.
My homies. Yeah.
Oh, crack. Then we get our Daily Bread featuring Corrupt and Prince Otto Joe. This joint is banging. I love Prince Otto Joe talking shit in the beginning. The beat is that grimy West Coast gangster shit. Daz flows on this track like water. Corrupt does his thing on here too. Prince Otto Joe talks about how there should be unity in the black community and how black on black crime shouldn't happen. Dope as hell. This is definitely one of my favorite songs. I don't know if it's gonna make the top 3, but this is definitely one of the highlights on the album. To me personally, I love this song, Our Daily Bread. Fire to me.
Yeah, never great song. And again, like it's obviously the same features as It's Going Down, but it's a similar kind of vibe, of this song. It's like it's another like kind of really kind of intense kind of actiony gangster track. And yeah, all three of them do a great job again. I love when the Corrupt says, it's the DPG, the gangsters on TV, completely. You can't defeat the elite species. You know what I mean? Just fire.
Insane, yeah.
Yeah, and just like they were just spitting pure gangsterisms on this track. Both Daz and Corrupt, and yeah, like I said, Prince Otto Joe kind of comes in. Speaking kind of more conscious kind of talk towards the end. Giving making reference to Martin Luther King and Marcus Garvey and stuff like that, and yeah, saying that we are true Africans and we have a purpose in this life. That's what he says on the track, and yeah, I mean, dope song for sure. Again, yeah, I agree with you. Maybe I'm not sure if it'll be a top 3, but it's definitely a really good song and another banging beat, of course, from Daz. Like, love the kind of bounciness to it. It's kind of got that kind of rhythm to it, But yeah, great track, Our Daily Breath, yeah, for sure.
Fuck yeah.
Well, this is my top three. This is my. I got there's three songs aside one that are absolute. Like every song on the album, I love. There's no filler, but there's three songs that have special meaning to me. One of them is Our Daily Bread. One, the song title has a dual meaning. The first meaning is Our Daily Bread. It's a biblical reference, to communion. Jesus, broke bread, with his disciples, and the bread was meant to be sustenance that will last them, for a long time to fight, the battles that they would come across uh, when praising Jesus, when praising, Jesus, to the Holy Land, and there's going to, and I won't go into it in depth, but it's a biblical reference, and I liked how he tied it in. But also our daily
Yeah.
bread, like every day we got to make money,
Yep.
So however you make money, if you hustle for it, then it's well earned. And
Facts.
lyrically, like lyrically, this is this is a Corrupt's third appearance on the album. So Daz, he's whetting fans' appetites for another Dogg Pound album, and Corrupt did not disappoint. My favorite line is not complicated, but it's straight from the heart when he said, "Daz is my nigga. If he ever was to get any bigger and lose his fingers, he's my nigga." Like,
That's real shit, bro.
yo, like considering like they had like considering that Daz and Corrupt, like they before they even signed the death row, they probably went through a lot in the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just dealing with jealousy in the industry and in the streets. You know, probably didn't get the money that they felt was owed to them, and they proved they proved how great they were as a duo with the Dogg Pound album. So him saying like, even if you were to lose it all, man, if you were to lose your fame, your money, anything, like you're gonna be A1 to me, whether you got money or whether you broke.
That's real nigga
And
shit right there, bro.
and they still tight to this day. And the bounciness of the beat, um as VOD just said, man, it's so true, man. Like this beat is is very funky. And you got the seagull at the end of the song. You have the seagulls at the end of the song. Symbolizing that uh, that they came, they saw, they conquered, and Corrupt. I think this is my favorite. No, I won't say this is my favorite verse from Corrupt on this album, but this is a verse that really has some significance just from what he was saying, and also like um, he also had a line about the Source magazine, which I felt was really dope when he said, "Now I'm forced to take a sneak peek through the source. Of course, not revealing we sold 2 million." Like the industry, particularly like the East Coast magazines and the radio stations, did not really support uh, Dogg Pound, especially in light of the New York video shoot getting shot up, and the beef ensuing.
Yeah.
So I just like that he name checked the source. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, we still thriving and we still making history.
Facts, man. Like, the sauce was horrible to some West Coast shit. I think Twins got like 2 mics and a half. It's been pathetic. But Next is a banger. Oh my god. Big single on the album. In California, featuring Val Young. An absolute banging beat. Val Young shines on the chorus. Like, Daz repping Cali big time on this banger. Daz's flow is perfect. He has one of the illest flows ever. I like when he says, rocking like Run DMC, homie without a band. Simple but dope as fuck. Such a dope song and a great choice for a single. Like I said, when I seen this, I just couldn't get enough of it. It made me want the album. So, in California, banger. I would say a classic tune. I'll call it a classic. Love this song.
Yeah, I mean, great song. Yeah, fantastic song. Love the little kind of tradie sample for the Easter out, coming from the city where no pity is shown. Like at the
Yeah.
intro, and they use it like subtly in the background just throughout the song, like during the chorus and stuff. That's pretty dope. And yeah, just love the production on here, done by Superfly and Daz, I believe, and just has that massive, like, bouncy West Coast vibe. You know what I mean? Definitely like lowrider music for sure. And yeah, great chorus from Lady V. She did her thing on here. And yeah, Daz, just does a great job riding that beat. You know what I mean? Towards the end of the first verse, he just says, peel out and skate, enjoy my day. I love the burn rubber, pump up the jam for the summer. Give me your regal, Snoop got the Hummer. Kind of want to make you sit back and wonder for the summer. Like, that's what this song's all about, man. So yeah, you just kind of get that vibe. You know what I mean? You can imagine, like the palm trees and like the sun and all that kind of stuff. Kind of teleports you to that kind of California, vibe. You know what I mean? They do a fantastic job with that. And yeah, definitely, it should have been bigger as a single for sure. It was only released as a promotional single. It wasn't released as a commercial one. Definitely, I don't know why. It's bizarre to me, but yeah, no, fantastic song. Great, an obvious pick for a single, but it's an absolute banger.
It probably goes to explain why I didn't get much airplay on the bigger stations.
No, yeah, I mean, I guess it's worth noting, we'll probably talk about this later in sort of the aftermath of the album, but like Death Row, let's face it, they were in the shitter at this point,
Oh yeah, that's facts, bro.
Yeah, and Daz was pretty much the one kind of in charge at that point, because Suge would have been in jail around this time, and Daz was the guy, like he was the only one left. So yeah,
him and Reggie Wright, I think, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, the I'm going to when listening to In California, like, you really have to praise the vocals of Val Young. Like, she really was like co-MVP, because like her vocals are so rich and sultry, and like for her to come, like, she used to sing for Rick James back in the Street Songs days, so for her to be a background singer for Rick James and then like have a more prominent billing with Daz on In California is very important to note, and her vocal talent is so beautiful. And also she also sung the chorus to Live and Die in LA
Yo,
from the
amazing.
Machiavelli album.
Yo.
And the third verse, Daz was rapping his ass off. Like, Daz, as a producer, he was really able to synthesize the the atmosphere of game banging and street life, but also make something that is danceable, something that people of all ages can uh, sing along to and enjoy. And my favorite part was when he said, "Here I am, stomping down, chopping down your compound, knocking all you out 30 seconds in the first round. We came around, get destroyed off contact. Realize and understand, homie, you don't want that." And then he just keeps, for the remaining 10 bars, he just, delivers some of the best rapping of his career. And, it's, to me, I think Daz is a dope MC.
Hell yeah, he's my favorite.
exactly. Like his voice is very complimentary of his production. My only complaint about his rapping is sometimes he can like his voice can be too low in the mix. You know,
Got my mind made up as a fucking oof. That's a proof of it.
I mean that's exhibit A.
Yeah.
Like to this day, man. Like I don't think anybody knows what he was saying until if you can just push the audio levels to the front of the mix, maybe you can understand them. But other than that, man, in California is a great West Coast anthem. You know, albeit the promotional efforts behind the single, it was in the shitter. Because Priority was an Interscope.
Facts.
And Priority really had a great roster. Duck Down, they had Razcast, they had Cube,
No limit.
but success
Oh yeah.
that they enjoyed at Interscope wasn't going to be the same on Priority. But it doesn't take away from the great music.
Facts. Real facts spitting, my G. Then we get great track. I love this shit. Initiated, featuring Tupac, Corrupt, and Outlaws. I love this joint. Love how Pac's talking shit in the beginning. He tells Corrupt to set it off, and that he does. Corrupt is a lyrical genius. This is my favorite Corrupt verse on the album. He just fucking slaughters this. Niggas best get physically and mentally fit. Fucking incredible. Fred Hussein was easily my favorite member of the Outlaws with Gaddafi. Killed it. Dope as fuck. And he bodied his verse. Tupac skated on this shit lyrically. For niggas that think Pac can't rap, listen to this. He fucking killed this shit. Lyrics turn niggas into smithereens. Music is so lethal. Turn Coliseums into murder scenes. Incredible. Incredible. This ain't no fucking made up Pac shit either. This is really recorded with Daz. So fucking good. Had to be 96, of course, He just wrecked that shit. Then Daz has a dope fucking verse on here. Kills it, and I think Edie ends it, which I don't like. But
I was gonna go there, bro.
yeah, I don't like that shit. Should end it with Daz. I'll put Gaddafi on there, but other than that whack verse at the end, I fucking love this song so much. Initiated, fucking flames.
Yeah, for sure. I never like dope posse cut on this album for sure, and I could definitely picture the spin on All Eyes on Me for sure. It definitely has that kind of vibe for sure. Yeah, yeah. I like the beat for this song. It's kind of like it's kind of subtle. It's not like much of a banger, you know what I mean? But that's all this song really needs because it's just kind of all of the MCs, maybe apart from Edie, apart from him, everyone else, definitely, stepped up and delivered. Corrupt was crazy. He set it off lovely. Shit's hectic. The bomb Vietnam rammed on with the semi-auto fracture your torso to your spine. The backcracker smack you with my verbals and graphic grammar. My verbal murder stretched from Alaska to Alabama. Yeah, he annihilated that. Hussein Fiddle, he came in dope as well. I like when he said, chairs is 100 for shams. I run the hole in quickies. Dollar bills is Nintendos. The Windows is folded 50s. You know what I mean? Just fly shit right there. And then, Tupac, he killed it. That line that you quoted earlier, music so lethal, turn coliseums to murder scenes. That's crazy though, And later on he says, picture a felon in your presence, taking busters back to the essence. You know what I mean? So he just went off on that, classic Death Row Pac right there, just snapping on that track. And the other guys did their thing as well. Daz, he dropped off, a dope verse as well, and Castro. But for me, my highlights of the song are Corrupt and Tupac. They're my favorite parts of the song. But the song overall is pretty dope for sure. And I like the beat as well. Like it's kind of subtle, like I said, it's kind of just in there in the background, but it's perfect for this song. It fits really well.
Hell yeah, Vod. That shit hard, man. What's your thoughts on Uninitiated, Rocker?
I'm going to start. I'm going to start with the man that had the last verse. Edie, I mean, I damn like you had Corrupt, Fatal, and Pac give fire verses. Like these are some of the best verses of their careers from an
Facts.
MC standpoint. And then you got Edie, who is supposed to close the song. Like usually the closer, would you say on Headbanger, Redman was the perfect closer?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Would you say on Triumph, Ghostface was the perfect closer?
Absolutely. Yo, fuck that. Look at all these crab niggas. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
incredible.
If I was Daz, man, like even if it pissed Pac off, I'm not putting Edie on this song, man. I get it, bro. He's your cousin. You really believe in him. Nah, man. Like we already got enough. We got Fatal, Corrupt, and You. Like that song, like this song as it is, will kill a lot of niggas' albums. Like this
Fact.
song is heat enough. I mean, and really, like, cause I attack that ass like A's attacked Easy. I mean, like, bro, like, if this was like, if this was like 93, 94, 95, yeah, that would be a fire line, bro. But you ain't that dope to be shooting, missiles at, a dead icon. But with that said, yo, there's some one-liners on here that I just absolutely love. Like on during Fatal's verse, when Fatal says, "I don't like movies, so I hit up the box office." I love
Okay.
that line.
Yeah.
I don't
Wu
like
Tang is so
movies, so I
nasty.
hit up the box office. He like he just taking money. Like I'm just here to get the money. That's it. Not with the Hollywood shit. And like Pac's verse. Pac had two verses, but his first verse was longer, and he was really saying some shit. Like picture a fella in your presence, taking buses back to the essence, telling my telling people to people leave a message. Cause my ambitions as a writer, like landmines, like he was just flowing, and he was
Oof.
he was floating on this beat. And I'll even dare say it may be controversial, but I believe this was intended to be "Got My Mind Up" Part Two.
I can hear
Son.
that.
Son.
Yeah.
Both songs were produced by Daz. Both songs have incredible verses, from his MCs barring Edie, but the beat is very unique. It
Yeah.
had like, the hi hat, like you can hear the hi hat very prominently. Um, it sounds like I think it's like a digital Moog synthesizer that's giving it that bass sound. But Daz really had a great facsimile with musical technology. So that's why I would never ever uh, say that Dre is the goat, because to say that it would under acknowledge the contributions of Daz, Superfly, Quick, you know, um, this is, and also I said that this is uh, uh, there's three songs on this album that had significance to me, that had some meaning to me. This is also another. This is also another one.
Oh yeah.
Because you know they could have like this song is pretty much them at their peak,
Yep.
and I will always say that Pac only needed Fatal and Gaddafi.
Absolutely.
This is
That's
proof
it.
that this is all he needed. Like I know Pac could be, hard headed. I know he really believed in Edie, but Daz could have made an executive decision and been like, "Hey, bro, be mad at me all you want. Like I wanna fade it out, after your verse because nothing is needed else. Because nothing is needed after that."
Exactly. Not. It's fucking terrible. It's a great breakdown, gentlemen. Then we get Oh No, fucking Dog, featuring Trady and J Money. I remember I played this song so much when I first got the CD. This is that routing your enemies type shit. Daz's flow fits the production perfectly. J Money had a dope verse. Trady spit that raw shit on here. I'm the cannibal, the Hannibal Lecter of rap. Like y'all was saying earlier, like Trady is dead nice. That nigga nasty. Um, Absolutely love this song. Now, oh no, it's fucking incredible. That beat, that was on the chorus. Nigga better pack your gun. Oh, it's so good. Oh no, amazing. One of my favorite songs on the album for sure. Love this shit.
Yeah, another great song for sure. Yeah, great tracks. This again, like this is another like in your face, aggressive like gangster track for sure. Daz comes correct at the start. Don't want no stag, don't panic. We're packing cannons. Ain't asking for shit because we're blasting. What I mean? Just
Straight up.
Daz going off on that. I don't know who J Money is. Do you
I
guys
don't
know who
either.
that is?
I have
Yeah.
no idea who he is. But
No.
yeah, I don't know who
Yeah,
that is.
not sure, but yeah, I thought his verse was fine. But yeah, for me, at the end, Trady, he again just fantastic on this track.
Absolutely.
As he comes in, he says, "You see, I take the ultimatum, discard the outcome. I'm hard to outrun, and I won't be done." Later on, he says, "No other than the gang is the slang and prosper. Bang is mobsters while claiming Oscars." Oh, that's so
Fucking
fire.
incredible.
Yeah, amazing verse from Trey D. And overall, the song is really good. I love the production on here. Again, it has that kind of like epic, kind of like movie kind of vibe, very cinematic beat from Daz on here.
Yeah.
And yeah, another great track. Oh no, definitely a highlight on the album for me.
Absolutely. That's my shit.
Yeah. Oh no is oh yes. Yo, like Trey D is the MVP of this song, and the song musically it has like a wild wild west spaghetti western feel, with the whistling and the
Yeah.
banjis, and it's very uh like it has a very nostalgic, feeling, and Trey D is so underrated. Like, um, like I would have loved, for him to release an album, around 98, 99,
Of
because
course.
I think his rapping is so hard. It's lyrical and hardcore. Like imagine Ice T that was more lyrical, and that's not a shot at Ice T, but I'm just saying like Ice T's vocal tone, with his baritone, with his light baritone, but Trady he packs so much punch, with his bars that he really can go bar for bar with any MC of any generation. And my favorite line was when he said, "While most niggas boast they control they coast, they be old and broke, cause they've been known to choke. Like Malone be gone when the playoffs come." And this was in '98, and in that season, the Bulls beat the Utah Jazz,
Yep.
and
I
the
watched that
Utah
shit
Jazz
live.
in the Utah Jazz they lost to Michael Jordan twice in consecutive years. So that line is why I chuckle every time I hear it. And and me being a Detroit Pistons fan, nothing made me prouder than seeing the Pistons run off the Lakers in Game 5, including Karl Malone and Gary Payton. So uh, this is this is an incredible run of songs. Like there isn't a song on side. This is I'm talking about it from a cassette standpoint. Like this the second to last song on side A. Like there's nothing you have to skip. Like this is absolutely grade A material.
Fuck yeah. Agreed. Then we get the title track, Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back. Man, yo, that's touching on gangster shit on here and the Cali gangbanging lifestyle. Looking for your homies, there ain't none left. Just hard, cold blooded shit. Dope ass beat as well. My motto is if you fuck with us, you fucking with. My motto is if you fuck with us, your fucking life going. Hard, man. Like this is my joint right here. Dope title track. Excuse me, fellas. I got like spit lines in my throat.
Yeah, no worries.
Take a sip of water. Damn. But yeah. Dope ass track, man. I fuck with this heavy. Also love Daz's shit talking on here as well. Love this joint. Dope gangbanging shit.
Yeah, definitely another great song on the album. I really like the beat on here. It's kind of smooth. It has that kind of like nighttime kind of vibe. Really like the kind of the synthy bass that is used on this track. It sounds really good. And this is actually, I think this might be the only song on the album with no features. Actually, I think this is the only one that's like full Daz. You know what I mean? No like additional vocalists or anything like that. And I mean, it's a great song. I really like this title as well. Obviously, the title track of the album. I mean, it's basically the same thing written out 3 times. They all roughly mean the same thing, but it's just a dope title. Retaliation, revenge, and get back. It's
so hard. Like you get revenge 3 times over, nigga. You feel me? Hard
yeah, exactly. And on this song, you can definitely feel Daz's like passion on this track. You know what I mean? It feels very real, and obviously like. A lot of the sort of gangbanging mentality is that, looking out for your own guys. And, if they take one of you out, then, there is going to be revenge and there is going to be retaliation. There is going to be get back. It's like that's that, that vicious cycle that, violence and gang violence kind of falls into, and that it's, it's obviously really bad and it's not really something to make light of. But, it's definitely very real. And I think Daz does a great job of sort of putting that on wax, you know what I mean? That kind of the anger and the sort of camaraderie that you have on the streets and stuff like that. So great song, great title track, and I like that it's like bang in the middle of the album too. I think that's pretty dope placement too.
Yeah, love that song.
Yeah, I love this is the last song on side A, and that's a great observation. That it is the only song without any other vocalists and cameos from other rappers. Musically, like this, but like the high pitched synths, it has like a Junie Morrison kind of quality. Like if you're familiar with Junie Morrison, like he did a lot of work with the Ohio Players. To me, it sounds like Junie Morrison and Bernie Worrell, was in the studio and just, pitched the octaves, so high that it gets that squiggly sound. And Daz lyrically, it sounds like, like game banging taking. It looks like game banging in progress. You know what I mean? Like they just. Like he's describing everything, that happens during, gang banging and, robberies, like, and it's real talk, like, how Beans is renowned for giving you that real street feel. Like this song really captures what being in the streets really entails, man. Like, you take one of ours, we take, two of yours, and
Facts.
it's the rat race to be more ruthless, to impose your will on another hood, and uh, and it's a great side closer. You know, you went from game banging ass criminal to retaliation, revenge, and get back, and he really did a great job sequencing the order of the songs, and the music is high quality. I think Daz, he should take extra pride uh in the music, just because Death Row was left for dead, and he was trying to hold up the ship, but this is really um uh him at his peak.
Oh yeah, great breakdown, brother. Then we get OG featuring Snoop Dogg and Nate Dogg. Perfect production on this track. Just bleeds that West Coast gangster shit. Those West Coast like simps, I just worship. Love that shit. Um, I also remember playing this joint a lot too when this shit dropped. Snoop talks about growing up in the hood and getting arrested for the first time. Absolutely love Nate singing on here. That dude is one of a kind. I fucking love Nate Dogg. Daz talks about his past as well. I love the line when he said, try and be an OG, beating the shit out of niggas for guessing he'll figure. Dope ass line. An amazing song, like Long Beach royalty right here, man. Love this song. OG. Banging.
Yeah, I love this song too. It's definitely in, quite possibly my favorite song on the album. I absolutely love it.
Yo,
I don't know about you guys, but to
yeah.
me, this song sounds like it could have been like recorded in like 94, 95 or something. Like,
Probably.
I think Snoop sounds young on this song. This sounds like Chronic or like Doggy Style Snoop on this song. Um, I don't know if it is like an older song or not, but I definitely get that vibe. Like I can picture this being on like, one of the Death Row soundtracks in like 94 or 95 or something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, really love this song. Love the kind of smooth production on here. Nate Dogg is amazing on this track. Some of my favorite singing from him, period. He has that verse where he says, do you remember back on the east side? That whole thing. Of course, he also sang that on Nobody Does It Better on his solo album. Also came out that year. But yeah, that's fire. And then, dope storytelling from Snoop. Talking about, like you said, getting into trouble when he was a juvenile and sort of looking up to the OGs and sort of learning from them. And Daz, he comes in with a dope kind of storytelling verse as well. Again, talking about his sort of ways of sort of learning, trying to be an OG basically. And just a great song. And that outro from Nate Dogg as well, amazing. You fucking with the pound, oh nigga, please. Like that's just amazing. And then you hear him say, "Oh gee," like 10 times or something. It's a lot towards the end, but it's one of those
Yeah.
like dope outros. Like I don't get sick of it. It's amazing. And it's crazy, only both Snoop Dogg and Nate Dogg. You would think that they, would maybe be on a Daz solo album a lot more. No, this is it. This is
That's
their
what I was
only
thinking.
appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because obviously on Dog Food, Snoop was out, on that throughout, on a lot of tracks. But on this Daz album, no, just the one track. That was it. But
Yep.
OG, one of my favorite songs in the album for sure. I think it's a fantastic song.
It's so good. It's amazing.
Man, like OG, to me, Snoop's verse is one of the few times, at least from what I've heard, where Snoop, like he hasn't sounded this introspective since Lil Ghetto Boy. Like in
Yeah.
some ways, like this song and Lil Ghetto Boy run parallel to each other. Because it's a song of their coming of age. But I do have one question,
What's that?
and my, like the running gag in hip hop is that Snoop, is a liar. He'd be making up shit.
Yeah.
But if I recall, Snoop was born in 1971, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So he says, let's speed the clock up and pass some time. June 17th, 1979. That's my first time being arrested. I know I did the crime, but I ain't going to confess to this shit. So, you mean to tell me that Snoop was arrested when he was 7?
I thought of that when he said 79. I was like, yeah, he wilding. Maybe juvie? I don't know.
It's like when Coolio says, "Well, I lived to see 24." He was like 30 when he wrote that song. R.I.P.
I mean, at least with 24, like you're a grown man.
I love how Bob breaks it down. It's hilarious.
No disrespect. I love Coolio.
Oh, yeah,
Let's put
likewise.
that out there. Yeah.
But it's true. It's true. Yeah, Snoop capping. I think he's capping.
But with that said, Snoop's verse is incredible.
Absolutely.
And to me, I really like his intonation. Snoop and Nate Dogg, their intonation is perfect. Like the way they pronounce, their words and the way they say it, it makes it even more soulful. Like when Snoop said, "I mopped through the door and popped fire to the mouth. I couldn't do nothing but cry like a biatch. I looked at my mama and said, damn, why you snitch? They put me on punishment, but that ain't work. Now wearing khakis, wallabies, and a t-shirt and throwing up the neighborhood gang signs. I do my first robbery, so now I gotta do time." And he ends it right there. That, to me, I think DOC, when he was mentoring Snoop, did a great job of showing Snoop that you can have long rhymes, but you have to know when to, where to begin and where to end to make it captivating to the listener. And Nate Dogg, I mean, there's not enough you can say about Nate Dogg's talent as a vocalist, but of the dozens of guest appearances he has done, to me, I think OG might be in the top 10
Might be
because
mad at that.
because he was singing, but his cadence was similar to rapping.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he I think it was you VOD that said, "You fucking with the pound, old nigga. Please see your B's, can't see the D or double G's," and he repeats it several times. And shouts out to my nigga Mr. DAZ, Warren G, Snoop, C Style. Like he's shouting out the entire Dogg Pound, and musically, this is great.
Hell
Like
yeah.
it's um, you know musically, like I could picture a band, just doing a cover of the music. I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't do the lyrics, but musically, it's very sophisticated and elegant. And I'm gonna keep saying this because Daz's production, it is so musical, and it just goes to show you what what black artists can do when they have the tools to make the kind of art that they want to make, and it's allowed to blossom. And I'm surprised that this wasn't a single.
No, it's just banging. One of my favorite tracks on the album for sure. Then we get Baby Mama Drama, featuring Big C Style, Little C Style. That talks about dealing with his baby mama drama and having to pay child support to this day. This is still a big problem in the black community. A lot of times, the mom makes the child hate the father. Granted, some fathers neglect their children, you know what I'm saying? But this touches all bases on that topic, and I just love that chorus. It's been in my head all day today,
You didn't have to file on me.
Yeah, that's that shit. I love this song. Yeah, short and sweet. I didn't write too much about it, but yeah, Baby Mama Drama, dope cut on this record. Love it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good song. If I'm being honest, it would rank low on my favorite songs in this album. This would be towards the bottom, but it's still, a pretty good song. It's a different, definitely different for Daz. You know what I mean? Speaking about a completely different subject matter from what we're used to. I like when he said, how it started. She filed child support, and that's really cold hearted. I've been taking care of you and your kid all my life. Mad at me because I wouldn't make you my wife. You know what I mean? It's pretty sad. You know what I mean? It's pretty obviously very real subject matter, and it's good that he's sort of putting light on that because this could happen to someone else for sure. You know what I mean? And interestingly, this song was produced by someone called Ram Dog. I don't know who that is, but like I said, it wouldn't be like a personal favorite of this album, but I appreciate it. You know what I mean? It's something different, and I still think it's a pretty cool track, pretty good production as well.
Oh yeah.
When you brought up the chorus, bro, I can't help, like, this is not me being funny, but like I'm thinking of the video treatment. It's like the hook is great, but you know what the hook made me think? The hook made me think of?
What's that, brother?
Ray Charles. You didn't have to file on me. Yo, like, picture Ray Charles singing the hook instead, and you know how Sway rocks back and forth when he's playing the piano.
Yeah.
And every time he says, "You didn't have to file," Ray just starts swaying back and forth with the glasses.
I didn't expect this. This is hilarious. Sorry, Rock.
No problem.
I'm dying here.
And then Ray Charles can be like, he can be the judge. He can be the judge in divorce court, and it would turn the tables on men getting jerked, for child support. So instead of the man having to pay, the woman would have to pay, and then the woman gets mad and say, "Are you blind? Like, how justice is blind?"
Yeah.
And then Ray Charles says, "Well, of course I'm blind, but I'm not blind to the facts."
Sorry. It's hilarious. I can't listen to this song again, nigga.
And then
Okay,
and then like Ray Charles will he'll have his grandbabies, and he'll like deny like half of those grandbabies, like they ain't mine, so people would be pissed off. But my favorite, like, and also
still gonna sign Ray Charles to death row.
Hey, Ray Charles get a 1-album deal.
Yeah.
Yo, I love
that was genius, bro. Seriously.
Yeah.
Was it Big Pimpin' at the very end? When I love when Big Pimpin' was like, "I did so much to get so little, paid more than the court even asked of me, but loving no more, not even a parlay, and you want me to pay? It's not like it's for my baby, it's more like for you and your nigga." The way he said that, to me, I would try to, if the technology was available, like have like Richard Pryor during that nigga's crazy era, say that, but it's digitized.
Yeah. That's my favorite Richard Pryor.
I got a wild imagination, man.
Oh no, you remind me of Mobility 1. He does shit like that too, but that shit was, I wasn't expecting that. Fucking
Yeah.
stomach hurts. I had to mute my mic. I was dying, bro. That's great. Great shit, Rocker. For sure, for sure. Then we get my only song I don't like on the album. I don't like this song. I keep it 1,000. Only for You. Featuring Big Pimpin'. There's a Delamon. I can't even fucking know what that nigga name is. I don't know what that is either. And Val Young. I never liked this song. That talks about meeting a down-to-earth chick that he clicked with. That's all fine and dandy. Wants to spend time with her and shit like that. And it's far too fucking long. It's so long as shit. I don't like it. Only fucking bump on the album for me that I skip. I never liked that song.
Yeah, I mean, I actually do quite like the song. I'm not yeah, it would be it would rank low on the list for me as well. But I like the beat. It's kind of smooth, definitely R&B. It's like an R&B styled kind of track, production wise. And to me, I could actually weirdly picture this as a single because it's quite like radio friendly and there's not much cussing on it. It's obviously quite a nice track, you know what I mean? It's quite a nice like romantic track. But what I actually would have done, I would have switched this and Baby Mama Drama around. So you would have had like the sort of loving romantic track, and then Baby Mama Drama could have been like the aftermath of like that going wrong. I think that would have been like an interesting kind of dynamic, but I guess it wasn't to be. But yeah, it's not one of my ultimate favorites either. But I like the smooth production on here, but I agree with you. It's far too long. Oh my goodness, it's like nearly 6 minutes long. Yeah, no, it's far too long. Cut that in half, please. Thank you. I know it's a bit late. It's 25 years too late. But,
Yeah, it's true though.
Actually having a problem with the song now, but like the song's length. Definitely, because it feels like maybe I don't know if he had live musicians in the studio while recording this, but it sounds like Daz just had the band noodle for an additional 3 minutes, and just include like a lengthy coda. To me, this song really surprised me because I didn't think that Daz would write a song of this nature that's very sentimental and romantic.
Yeah,
it was like it was a curveball, and something tells me like maybe this song may have been for Val Young. Like maybe like the demo was for Val Young, but when they fleshed it out, and Daz wrote one verse, he made it felt like, what, let me write a second verse, to fill out the song. And it sounded like something that was made for an R&B artist.
Yeah, I don't like it.
To me, like this song, I remember the Quality album by Talib Kweli. He had a song on there called Won't You Stay? And the song is of the same, it's about the same topic, romantic, sentimental, a lot of lovey-dovey stuff. And then you have like the female, singer, vocalized for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
The only thing, like, as far as like making it a single, if it was a single, I think it would have tanked.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't fit. No, I made no, for sure, I agree. But I can, the way that was a thing at that time. You know what I mean? Like the obvious like commercial single. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been a good idea, but I could still picture it for sure.
Yeah, I could too. Yeah, because like you said, it has that radio friendly feel. But like for Rocket's point, it's like Death Row was in the shit back then. So.
And also, like I remember, Mac 10 had an album that came out in '98.
The Recipe.
So let's, huh?
The Recipe.
Yeah, The Recipe.
No, but...
And I'm thinking, like, if like say this was like the second single, I might I might have looked at Daz Funny Style if I had not heard the album, because first impressions mean everything. Like if I'm just getting exposed to the album and I hear Only for You when I can listen to Mac 10 or I can listen to Seabo. I'm like, nah, I don't want to hear the soft shit. Like it may have, yeah, it probably would have, uh, colored the perception of the album as being soft when it really isn't. I do think had Baby Mama Drama been the first song on side B and pushed Only for You after OG,
Yeah,
it would have made more. It would have fit better sonically and thematically. Because Only for You is pretty much about infatuation,
yeah,
and then Baby Mama Drama is when the honeymoon is over and you realize that you want to be stuck, calling this woman, your baby mama, for 18 years, and she's going to make your life miserable, so
facts,
uh,
brother.
yeah, so I think Only for You, it was, it's definitely something that uh, it is worth listening to,
Yeah,
just to hear what Daz's talents, uh, the spectrum of his talents, that he can do gangster shit, and he can also produce melodic R&B songs that are very, lovey dovey. Like he could have given this song to whatever R&B artist was popping in '98.
yeah. Cause I don't like this shit. Don't fit on the album to me. That's my personal opinion. But I do agree with y'all saying it's not that bad. But I just don't like it. All right, now these next tracks are fucking heaters to me, man. Riding High featuring Dub C. I love the keyboards on this joint, and the dude singing is dope. I don't know what that is, but I love the Bishop shooting steel juice reference from Daz on here. Dope as
Mm-hmm.
fuck. I like when he says the jail record longer than what it Dub C goes. The jail record longer than Vanessa Del Rio stretch marks. Like Dub C loves referencing that bitch.
Yeah.
You know, he just
It does.
loves it. You know, that's that straight grimy 70s, 80s porno bitch.
He must have
This
been a
isn't.
fan.
Oh yeah, Dub C got them tapes on deck. This is an absolute banger. I fucking love this song. Riding High, featuring Dub C. Banging.
Yeah, definitely. This is a great song. Yeah, I love Dubsy. Big fan of him. He's one of the most
Yeah.
consistent MCs ever, possibly. I think, he's never one of those ones. He never really missed, in my opinion. I think all of his stuff is great, including his guest features, and this is no exception. Love his flow. Says he's got more stripes than a zebra. Love that. It's so fly. Yeah, great song. Love the kind of smoothness to this track too. Like you said, I like the singing on here. Don't know who it is that's doing it, but sounds great. Just riding high. It's great. And of course, Daz and Dubsy would end up doing an album together about 15 years later called West Coast Gangsta Shit. It's actually pretty good. It's actually not bad. So yeah,
Oh
definitely.
shit.
Yeah, worth a listen because they both, the good thing about both Daz and Dubsy, they never really changed their voice. You know what I mean? They've always kind of kept it. So yeah, it's actually a pretty decent album. Definitely, not bad. No, worth a listen if you guys are interested. But yeah, no, Riding High, dope song. Really kind of brings the album back a little bit for me because I'm sort of slightly lukewarm to the previous two tracks, but this is picks it right back up for me. I really like this
Oh
song a
yeah. Likewise. And the next one, forget about it. That's all I'm saying. Oof.
lot.
Love that shit.
Yeah, Riding High.
Fuck
Like,
yeah.
are y'all familiar with the band, with the band's Cameo or Slave?
I am, man. Especially Slave. I'm more a fan of Slave. Slave is incredible. That just a touch of love, a little bit flames.
Yeah, like the vocals in the chorus sounds a lot like Steve Arrington,
Facts.
the drummer and songwriter of Slave, and to me has a very funk vibe, like I'm like it has like a '70s '80s era feel, and um, Dub C. man, his flows are so uh versatile. He's like a running back he's like a running back, that can be elusive, evade, linebackers and defensive backs and take it to the house. Because his the way that he can use staccato and use triplets, to bend words is is so dope, and his longevity is is one of the things that makes him so real. Because like this is a guy that was from, you know the Mad Circle, and then in 2002 he puts out the Ghetto Heisman on Def Jam. Now think about that, Dub C from the 80s, and he puts out an album, in 2002 on Def Jam, when Nori and Ja and Jay are running hip hop.
Yep. That album's banging too.
Yo,
Yeah, it's
I'm
good.
riding high. Yo, yo, to me, the rhymes are so potent, but that hook, uh, it just it's really infectious, and it's very um and it's what I love about black music, man. Is that,
Fact.
whether it's hip hop, whether it's R&B, funk, like a great producer can infuse all of that.
Absolutely. Great breakdown. Then, Jesus Christ. The Ultimate Come Up featured MC8 and Badass. This is my favorite song on the album. It's my favorite song on the album. I fucking love this song. This joint is a certified banger, pure gangster shit. Dad sets it off with that raw shit. I love Badass's verse as well. MC8 just blatantly annihilates this joint. That get in where I fit in like too short. The way he's fucking says that is
Oh yeah.
incredible. I love his voice. So fucking ill. My favorite song on the album is the Ultimate Come Up. That shit is banging. I fucking love it, man. Yeah. Fire. I know it's getting late for us. I don't want to talk too much, but yeah. Fucking flames.
Yeah, great song. Another great posse cut. Yeah, I mean everyone does their thing on here. Really like the beat on this song too. It kind of has that like kind of slightly, just like a slightly kind of haunting kind of vibe to it. I think the synths, they almost sound like a UFO or something like that. Maybe like a weird comparison, but they definitely have like a slightly kind of twisted kind of vibe to them. Really fits really nicely with the song. And yeah, everyone comes in correct. I think Badass, he has a great verse on here. He just he snapped on the track pretty much, in my opinion. But yeah, MC8, great to have him on here too. Of course, Daz and MC8, they worked together on the Last Man Standing album for MC8. They did the song "Hit the Floor" together, which was pretty dope. So yeah, great to have MC8 on here. And yeah, he yeah, what was it he said? Like something like Colombian necktie, whatever the death threat is, it's do or die, something like that. Just
So
yeah,
fucking hard.
he killed that shit for sure. And yeah, of course, Daz does his thing on here as well. This is just another like hard hitting gangster track. You know what I mean? This song has like multiple like dope like posse cuts on here, and this is like I think, in my opinion, even though I like the stuff that comes out afterwards, I think this would have been a dope closer because you would have had gangbanging ass criminal as like the opener, as like a posse cut, and then could have had this as like the closer, like posse cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a really great song. Definitely a highlight on the album for sure.
First song, man. Love that shit.
Yeah, Ultimate Come Up is I, I, musically it is so uh it's so frenetic. I call it the Twilight Zone sounds.
For
Like
sure.
it's something that Rod Serling would have created, and then Daz just you know put other sounds around it just to make it more G funk. Um, Symbolically, I like that on side A that he brought in some Bay Area legends, for player, for but what's the song would be legit?
Player partners.
Your player partner, and it might sound crazy, and then for side B, he had Dub C and MC8, SoCal legends, you know, Compton, uh, rap heroes, that really, put on, for that area of the West Coast, and MC8, like his rhyme style is you cannot replicate it, you can't imitate it because like his the attack that he has on the microphone is something that you can't get anywhere else.
Facts.
So I definitely fuck with Ultimate Come Up.
Fuck yeah, my favorite song on the album, like I said. Then we get the closer, like the real closer, my personal opinion. Not technically not, because you get a little outro, but Thank God for My Life. Featuring Badass, Trade E, Superfly, and Big Pimpin'. The joint is about how life is too short and how you should cherish your life. I love this song. And taking, kind of piggybacking off of Rocket did on the child support joint with Ray Charles. But I'm going to say, I wrote this in my notes, I think Busy Bone would have been incredible on this joint. I don't know what it is, but Heaven's Movie era Busy Bone singing on here, incredible. I just hear Busy on this shit. So yeah, I love that song. Great closer too, banging, love it.
Yeah, I agree. This is a really good closer. I like I like it when albums finish off on sort of like a positive note, and this song does that for sure. For an album that is, mostly quite aggressive and violent. I always like, something at the end that makes you think, at the end of the day, it's entertainment, but it's good to have like a positive takeaway from it. And I mean, it's another dope posse cut. Really like, again, Badass on here and Tradies on here. Putting in work, and I like just how Daz ends it off. Where he says, will our struggle ever be over? From the wrath of the street, I pray for you. Let's pray for me. Let's keep it real. Peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that kind of like emitting like the streets lifestyle. It's like will it ever be over? It's kind of like it's hard going. You know what I mean? It's definitely like real stuff that he's talking about there. And I think it's a really lovely way to leave off the album. I think it's a great track. Thank God for My Life.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Thank God for My Life should have been the closer. Like there was really no need for an outro. But I'll say that for then. A lot of rappers have spiritual sides. DMX chief among them. Like DMX always included prayers near the end of his albums, and Busy Bone is very spiritual, and he's he has a song called Jesus, I believe, on
You feel good. Fire.
from the Gift album.
The Gift 01, yeah.
And to me, like sometimes when left to rappers' own devices, they can include messages, that are uplifting without having to be muscled to do so. Like C. Dolores Tucker or Calvin Butts.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, like even in the hardcore songs, there's often lyrics that have nuggets of wisdom and something to take away from for the listener to apply to their lives. Um, I think Busy would have done a far better hook than Daz.
I could just picture him on there, man. It hit me when I was writing my notes. I was like, yeah, I could get Busy on here.
Because Busy's voice is so light and angelic.
Yeah.
That it would have it would have resonated even higher, than the song already does. But with that said, it's a positive song that you can play for your grandmom, and then you can play it for your pastor. Hell, you could play it. You could play that song tomorrow. For people that go to church, you can, that song could be played, as a testimonial or during the praise worship service. Like, um, this is really another song that shows that there's more to the surface than just, you know, game banging and wilding out. Only
Yeah.
for you and thank God for my life, or like musical curveballs that just kind of flips, uh, the gangster rap label on its head.
Yep. Dope breakdown, man. Fuck yeah, man. Daz Dillinger. We get the was it Bobby Gangbang? That's the outro, and I have
Yep.
nothing to say about it. You just talking shit and shouting people out. That's all I gotta say. That's it, really. I don't really write no in-depth notes, but that's my
Yeah,
thoughts on it.
I quite like the beat for it, but
Yeah,
yeah, it wasn't really necessary for sure.
yeah.
The album's long enough as it is.
It is. Yeah. Thoughts on that, Rock?
Yeah, I think the songs, from game banging as criminal to thank God for my life, it perfectly summarized the essence of the album. Like, retaliation, revenge, and get back. But the song "Thank God for My Life," it offers an alternative from feelings of vengefulness. So, like, the outro is kind of like it's unnecessary, and thematically it kind of undoes some of the things from "Thank God for My Life." Like I would have, like, it would have been better for him to either uh, put the outro and make it a song, or just don't include the outro at all.
Yeah, facts. And there's a bonus cut on here with Superfly. I never heard it because I had the CD. I
Pimp
never had the
City.
cassette.
It's called Pimp City.
Word.
Yeah,
He's on that tape, Rock.
yeah. Matter of
Dope.
fact, yeah. I don't know if you could see it. Yeah, yeah.
Word. Yeah, I
It's,
gotta still hear that. I never heard it.
it should have remained on the cutting room floor, man. Like, it
Oh shit.
doesn't. It's not as good as any of the songs on the album.
Oh good, I ain't missing out then. I'll take your word
Yeah,
for it, Rock.
I listened to it on YouTube earlier on today. I thought it was it wasn't really anything that great.
So Daz Dillinger, Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back. You know how we do in the Speaker Clout Podcast. We give it the classic Sauce Mike rating. We give our top 3 songs. First and foremost, this is the last greatest Death Row Records album. Daz did his thing on here. Incredible. Top 3 songs, definitely ultimate come up. Fucking incredible, mind-blowing shit. Then I got Initiated. Just love that song. And the third track, I was gonna say "Oh No," but I'm gonna go with that OG, man. Great album. This is a strong 4 mics. 4 mics, man, for me. Love this shit. Great album. I'll be honest. I dabbed into Dad's other albums, like like Raw. What's the other one, Ross? You got the suit on. What's that one?
The life that I lead, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember them. I downloaded them and I can't. This is a long time ago, so I got to go back to them. But this album right here is his best that I heard. So yeah, Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back. Salute to Daz, LBC. Dude's still doing it today. Hasn't lost it. I love Daz, man. That's my guy. So yeah, my thoughts on the record.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. Like this, I have like 5 or 6 Daz albums, and this is by far the best one in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, production on here is phenomenal. Bangs all the way through. Love the mixture of like smooth songs on here, but you got plenty of like bangers on here. Absolutely, fantastic features all the way through. You know what I mean? Known affiliates, obviously. You know, you got Corrupt, Snoop, you know, Nate Dogg. Then you got, you know, LBC crew on here. You got guys like MC8 on here. Just, yeah, Be Legit, Too Short, you know what I mean? All fantastic features and some great, you know, singers on here too, like Lady D. And yeah, it's a really, really good album. You know, mostly gangster shit, but at the same time, still, you know, some consciousness towards the end of the album. And yeah, I think, you know, Daz is, you know, he's got a great voice. You know, he's you know, got great bars on here as well, and his production is fantastic. I'm going to give the album 4.5. It's not a perfect
Not mad at
album.
that at all.
Yeah, it's not a perfect album. You know, I would probably, you know, the album is probably a bit too long. It's like 74, 75 minutes. I would probably, honestly, I could do without Only For You, Baby Mama Drama. If you just took those out, I think it would be, I think it would just play out better. I think it would be like an all, like just like like a killer album at that point. But you know, there's still like nothing whack on the album at all. Just a little bit long. That would be my suggestion, to make it a little bit thinner and get rid of the outro at the end. But overall, really good album. Definitely well worth checking out, and definitely the last good Death Row album for sure. My favorite top 3 songs on here, I'm gonna go with OG, featuring Snoop Dogg and Nate Dogg. It's Going Down, featuring Corrupt and Prince Adult Joe. And then number 3 is kind of tricky, but I'm going to go with Oh No. That's going to be, I'm going to go with Oh No, but that could change for sure. But yeah, great album, definitely.
What's your final thoughts, Rocker?
Well, Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back. It's the last rap album from Death Row that was fully conceived to be fresh new material that wasn't outtakes, you know, from the earlier periods, and the project was very well produced. The artwork was very well shot, and
Oh yeah,
uh, in the change from Interscope to Priority, it tempered expectations for the sales of this album. You know, because when you go from Interscope to Priority, um, you know, so instead of shipping platinum, this album shipped gold, but it would have, I think, it would have had the opportunity to do to do more commercially had Death Row not been in shambles. If there was clear leadership at Death Row to oversee, the promotion of the album, to make sure that the administrative uh, duties, was taken care of. Sometimes um, sometimes great albums, you know, uh, don't sell well and they're relatively unheard. Whereas with shitty albums, go diamond, and all of the praises heralded for them. But with that said, there's a 4 mic album. Um, I can't give it 5 mics because that would be, you know, to say that it would mean that it's on the same level as the Chronic, Doggy Style, All Eyes on Me.
yeah,
The impact wasn't there, but on its own musical merit, it is Daz's best conceived project, beginning to end. In my top 3 songs from the album, two out of the 3 songs feature Corrupt. Our Daily Bread, Initiated, and OG. And this was the in between Daz and Corrupt. Daz had the better album in 1998.
Of course.
And Corrupt. He came back with Streets as a Mother, and
Yeah.
I think the failure of Corruption, not to go on a tangent, but I think the I think the reaction to Corruption was what Corrupt really needed for him to uh, funnel his best energies and ideas into concrete songs where he's just rapping. You're not doing songs, for uh, you know, for radio. You're not trying to do songs to placate radio programmers. Like on Streets of Some Mother, he had KRS One, he had Crooked Eye, he had um, some dope spitters that was of the same caliber. But back to Daz, um, Death Row had a short run, and as hard as it is to admit, Bad Boy had a bigger run. They had better leadership, albeit Puffy is very overbearing. But sometimes this period kind of makes me uh the not it kind of makes me sad because Death Row should have went into the 2000s.
Facts, man.
I mean, like if Bad Boy could do it, how come Death Row couldn't? Like, there's no reason why you had this much talent, and the last new release from Death Row was Michelle A.
Terrible. Suge fucked that all up, man. Just trying to make it a fucking gangbanging ass label. Can't do that in the fucking music industry. But there you have it. Daz Dillinger. Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back. See y'all niggas next week for Ghetto Boys till Death Do Us Part. 9 Trey. 9-3 shit. 30 years of that album. So yeah, that being said, we out. Love the chat. Me and Rock will be doing a live stream next on the fucking after show. I want to see y'all niggas on the flip side. Peace, y'all.
Have a good one.